The podcast world is growing bigger every day, and Himalaya wants to help you navigate it. Himalaya is a brand new podcast app where you can find every single podcast you love and some future faves. Whether you're a podcaster or a fan, Himalaya has got your back. Discover personally curated playlists and show your favorite podcasters some love with the Himalaya tip jar. It's free, it's the easiest to use, and we're adding cool new features every day. Go to your app store and download Himalaya. That's Himalaya. And don't forget to follow Worst First once you're there. Love, Brittany. Guys, I am so excited. I know this, I say that on a lot of episodes, but I am really excited today because, first of all, this man's like a legend. You all know who he is. He's been around for literally ever. He was just telling me this is his 40th year of doing stand-up. He's had shows. He's done specials. He's done everything. Guys, it's George Lopez. Hey.
What up, B?
Welcome, dude.
Yeah.
Can't believe 40 years of doing stand-up.
You know,
what the hell? I'm having a panic attack just thinking about that.
There wasn't anxiety back then. It was just
There's
nerves.
no anxiety back then. I'm
Back
dead.
then,
Anxiety's a new age thing.
There was like Valiums that my grandmother had. I'd take them and sell them at school for, I think I might have sold them too low, like a quarter. I think I was the worst drug dealer I owe my clients money.
Those kids got hooked up.
They got hooked up. So yeah, 40 years. I was still in high school. I was getting ready to graduate from San Fernando High.
Oh my God. You're born and bred out here.
Yeah.
So like you went to school out here. You grew up out here. What made you go, I'm sure you've done this interview 1,000 times, but what made you say, for my listeners, like what made you get into stand-up? I'm just curious.
It's interesting back then, because, there was not any, I don't even think there was CDs, cassettes, maybe it just started.
Whoa.
And only TV and albums. So imagine that you had a Richard Pryor or a Cheech and Chong album and your friends on Friday night, we'd go to this guy's Art's apartment in Van Nuys.
Uh-huh.
He'd turn the record player on and we'd sit in couches and just listen and laugh while we're listening.
That's so
and
rad.
Put the record over and it was over, he'd put it over.
Yeah.
And you just sit around and use your imagination to imagine what somebody was thinking or was saying. So, a friend of mine went to Kennedy High School.
Uh-huh.
And there was a kid at Kennedy High School, Don Nielsen.
Uh-huh. Shout out to Don Nielsen.
Shout out to Don Nielsen, wherever you are. He was a kid, and he was going to the Comedy Store in Westwood, and he was doing stand-up. And my buddy said, hey, that guy's going over there. Let's go over there and check it out. We went and checked it out one night. And I saw some people that night that I ended up being friends with.
No way.
Danny Mora, Yakov Smirnoff was there.
Oh, my gosh.
I think John Fox was there.
Wow.
And the Comedy Store's not there anymore.
I was going to say Westwood. I didn't.
Westwood, right by there was an All-American Burger. All of the All-American burgers became Chipotles.
Oh, hey! Shout out to Chipotle.
And so we went over there and 40 years ago.
Jeez, and then you started doing open mics, or what did you do?
I did open mics, just like first time I did Awful.
You did?
Yeah.
What did you do? Remember what you talked about? Were you like, hey guys, I'm George?
I think, I think I was speaking so fast with no breaks that finally when I took a breath, everybody started laughing because they're like, how long is this going to talk without taking a breath?
Oh my God.
And they laughed and I was looking around like, I couldn't figure out what they were laughing at. Second time, I did a little bit better, took a couple of weeks off to retool whatever I had.
Yeah.
And the third time, this guy, Joey Gaynor, said, you're up next. It was like 9:10 and the place was full. I go, you're up next. I said, oh man, I am? Oh.
Scary.
Because we either went early or you went late. So he said 9:10 was perfect. So I went up there and they were incredible. And it was the first time that I'd ever remembered ever getting like that kind of response from anything. Even if I fell, you know, in school or you tripped on something, people laugh. They didn't laugh that hard.
Right.
So it was one of those things where that was the infusion of like that thing that we all need that says like, hey, man, you're good. Yeah.
Yeah, that was like, oh my God. And then it becomes like a drug. You're like, I love these laughs. Yeah. I need more laughs. Like, give me the laughs. Yeah. No, I know what you mean. It's so crazy. I mean, the couple times that I've done it, the times that I did do well, I was like, this is great. I love it, And then the times that you do shitty, I'm like, all right, well, kill me. And I never want to do it again.
I know, it's not for, there'd be some girls that would do it. There's guys that would do it.
Yeah.
They would disappear. I guess it would be like if you were. You don't want to compare anything to battle, but if you were.
Yeah,
if
you
were
gotta
at
stick it
war,
out.
And you go, what happened to the dude that was on the bus with us? Where did he go?
Gone.
They just disappear.
Gone. Yeah.
So you start out with like 10, and then there's 2, and then you go to another club, and now you're back to 10, and now there's 5, and then you go to another club, and then it's just you and another guy, and then they just kind of disappear. Like there was a guy that always wore a tuxedo. Like his act was like, I'm in a tuxedo, like James Bond. And I went to the movie theater, and I said, "Hey, dude, what are you doing, man? You still doing?" Because he was in his tux. I said,
at the movie theater.
I said, "Did you come from a show?" And he's like, "I'm an usher here in Westwood by the cemetery. There was a theater, Avco."
Oh my God!
And he was the usher. Same tux. Only thing different, he has a flashlight to follow you to your seat.
Stop. He stopped doing stand up and just he was like, well, I'm going to make use of this suit and see what jobs I can get with it. Oh my God. You know what's so funny? I actually knew another comedian like that who used to wear a suit all the time, and then he stopped doing stand up too. Yeah, it's really true though. It's like, even the people that I've started with that were like not funny, I remember they were not funny, and now they're like really funny. Like it's like if you stick it out, even some people they end up finding their voice and getting shows and like doing all this stuff and getting deals. It's great. Anyway, you ended up becoming very successful. Congratulations.
Right,
I mean, you're already used to these applauses and everything. So you know the premise of the podcast. I told you ahead of time. It's about like a worst experience, like a worst date or drug experience, anything you want. So I'm going to let you go ahead and drive and tell me your worst first.
Okay, so before I was married, when my show first started, I'd never bought a house on my own. So we found a house in Toluca Lake, and it was where the Olsen twins had lived in that house before.
Oh.
So when we got the house, we saw it and we liked it, but it needed a new roof.
Everything was really low.
Everything was low. Everything was
all the cabinets were like for little people. Right, you're like, okay.
Right in the closet. I hate her.
It said, "You got it, dude." Everywhere. You're like, what is this? I don't get it.
That
weird.
thing was saying,
you got it, dude. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm dead.
So they gave me a check for $25,000, but I didn't know what that was for. I cashed it. I bought a Sony Vaio computer.
Okay.
And I bought a couple other things, and that was the money that I was supposed to give the contractor. They had found a contractor
to do the house.
Okay. But I had to put back the money to equal the $25,000.
Right.
So I'd never been, I'd never had my house done. So they're doing the roof, and it was about 115 degrees. One of those days where everybody's like, "How hot is it?" It's on the news. Yeah. So we were in the writing room of my show. My show had just started. It was in the summer. And I was sitting there, and the guy goes, "It's 115 today?" I said, "It's 115." I started thinking about those guys on the roof,
Yeah.
So I said, "Hey, I'm gonna leave." It was about 2:00, and I went to get some water, like a big thing of water. And when I went over there, the roof was kind of half on, tiles were all over.
There's
the
a guy
ropes
hanging.
There was nobody was on the roof.
Oh no!
And I'm like, well, where would these guys have gone? So I look at the front, I go around the side, I go around the back of the house, and in the back of the house in the corner, I hear splashing in the water, like I hear in the pool, I hear splashing.
Oh my God!
So I'm like, what's splashing? So I go over there, and it didn't have a gate. It had a big like almost like a surfboard door.
Right.
And I open the door, and I'm standing in the doorway, and the guys, all 9 dudes, are swimming in my pool. They're in their underwear. So their shoes and their socks and their pants and their shirts are all on the side.
Oh my God!
And they're in their underwear swimming.
They're all barbecuing. They're like, "Hey man, what's up? Yeah, we'll get the roof done, I guess, whenever."
Right there. That's how hot it is. And the guy sees me in the doorway, and he says to me, "Jump in. The man's not home." He thought that I was another worker.
Stop! Oh my God! Jump in. The man's not home. You're like, "Bitch, I am the man."
I said,
Did you freak out?
It was. I laughed so hard. I told my wife, and she was all pissed off. Like, "Fuck those guys. We're gonna fire them." I said, for what? That's just hilarious.
Dude, that's hilarious. They were like, we're hot as fuck. We're getting it.
They all did the walk of shame after with their underwear and their pants. And
at least they weren't naked.
No,
that would be weird. You find them all like battling each other with their dicks. You're this is a weird party I walked into here.
All dudes.
That's a crazy worst one.
Yeah,
that's interesting. I've never had a worst roof story.
After the riots, I had a show. They asked me to do a show for the Peace Officers Association in Sacramento.
Okay.
This was probably 92, 93.
Uh-huh.
So all of the peace officers are there. The guy, I'm in the back. They go, we're gonna do a little presentation.
Oh.
So I said, oh, okay. And then you're up after the presentation.
Oh, Jesus.
And I go, oh, okay. So Dan Lundgren was the attorney general, crazy, like right wing dude. And he walks up there, they clap, they all know him. He's, with the attorney general, goes up there. And he says, we'd like to honor the fallen officers that have passed away. Like, I'm like in the back, what?
Oh, my God.
So he's talking about the riots and how people are animals and how they burned up their own neighborhoods and how they are lawbreakers.
Oh, no.
How they are criminals, how they're thugs, how they're not going to win, how we're going to attack them on crime. We have to lock every one of them up.
Oh, my God.
That's what we're going to do. And they're all in a frenzy, all the people in a frenzy.
Right.
Then he says, I actually would like to take a moment of silence to recognize an officer who was killed in the line of duty. And I'm just like in the back, I'm like, man, I said, how could this fucking get worse?
You're like, I have to follow this?
Behind him, a picture comes down slowly of the dude.
Stop.
In his uniform.
Stop.
And and his wife comes up and gets like a folded flag.
Oh,
and
my
some
God.
medals. And then the guy wraps it up and then it is silent. The guy goes back and goes, you're up. And I'm like, what?
Well, I'm supposed to follow a funeral? What?
He goes, you're up. And I said, nobody's going to introduce me? He goes, no, just start talking.
What?
I'm like, just start talking. What do you mean, just start talking?
I introduced myself and
And I went up there and it was, as you can imagine, I said, I try to be all cool, try to be funny. I go, hey, I didn't do it.
That's funny.
Nothing.
Nobody. They're all crying.
And they're just, and it's you're up there and you're just like, if I was there with you guys, I probably would have beat Rodney King too.
Oh,
like I wasn't there, but I mean, I would have jumped in. Awful.
They just silent the whole time.
For a comedian, anything out of the element, like you don't ever want to leave the club because that's your element.
Right.
So to do that was, I'm sure, not a lot of money. So at the Yakima State Fair, probably mid-90s, they hire me to perform at the fair for like an hour.
Oh, that's cool. A fair, everybody's having fun, eating hot dogs, candy.
Long time.
Yeah,
so there's drag races.
Long time,
There's 5 stages.
Uh-huh.
It's in the afternoon. There's no one out there.
Oh, no.
There's probably like 5 people out there. But they're just going over to get away from wherever they were, where it was crowded.
Oh.
And the guy goes, are you ready?
Stop. 5 people.
I go,
are they ready?
I said, dude, there's, can we wait a little while? There's nobody out there. And he goes, no. Look, he said, this is the greatest. He says, the sound of your voice will bring people to the stage. I said, he goes, no, come on, let's go. You go up there. I go up there.
Oh, my God.
There's probably 7 people.
Stop.
Then I'm talking, now there's 17 people. And I got to do an hour. So then there's probably like 10 minutes in, now there's 20 people.
Okay.
15 minutes in, there's 20 people. And I'm just like eating it. It's a
really?
big-ass place, 20 people scattered. Not 20 people sitting together.
Oh, yeah.
It's
20 all
people
spread out.
scattered.
People in the back can't really hear you. What do you say? They're eating funnel cake. They got powder all over their faces.
20 people all over, dying, trying anything to work.
Oh.
And in my head, I go, what the fuck? How could it get worse? How could it get worse?
Why don't you just say that when you're up there?
In the front of the stage, a clown.
Oh, my God.
A full-on clown.
No.
goes by the front of the stage riding a fucking little bike about as big as your Gatorade bottle. A man on a little bike with a clown shoe shooting out to the left, holding the little handlebars. But this is, I mean, like that. And he's pedaling.
Oh my
and
God.
I look and I go, how could it get worse? I said, that a clown is going by the front of the stage.
He's all,
Right? And he did that. He did the and I'm like, I said, and they
just
start
got worse.
clapping and he goes back. I said, don't encourage him. Goes back.
Oh my God.
He comes back again.
Stop.
And he takes one hand off and he's ready to hold it with one hand. And he did the horn again. And this is what I said to him. I said, hey man, how about a little professional courtesy?
Oh my
amongst
God.
clowns. Oh my
Stop.
God.
Oh my God. Did you want to die?
Die. Dead. Gone.
But like, at least there was like nobody there, so you can just be like, I'm out of here, whatever, 20 people or who cares, right?
Anytime you work outside, anytime I've worked outside,
You hate it.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I did the Seaside Pavilion in the Bronx
Oh my
or some
God.
shit, and people started fighting in the
You'd wear a
front.
bulletproof vest.
And they're throwing pepper spray.
Oh my
They're
God.
separating people. People are throwing chairs, and there's kids. They're separating the kids. The cop comes in. He's like,
Oh my God, he's macing people at your
just
show?
throwing in the air.
You're also, how about pollution, guys? Let's
How
talk
about
about
that? How about
equality.
that?
Yeah. People
about
getting
that
killed and
pepper?
stuff.
That's not hot.
Stop.
It goes in your eyes. You go out there,
Oh
and
my
the guy's
God.
like, why did you leave? I said, I left because I got shit in I got pepper spray in my eyes,
yeah,
man.
that's everywhere. You can't contain that. Yeah. Oh my God, dude. So how did you keep going? Like, what made you go, I'm going to keep doing stand-up? Like, I would be like, I'm done. After one of those
Stop
shows.
doing those.
Dude.
So there's a convention in San Jose.
Yeah.
And back then, when all the computers started, you know, if you created a matrix, or if you created a panel, if you created a
It was like NerdCon.
a processor,
Right,
a
right.
NerdCon.
NerdCon, yeah.
All of them, and every one of these people looked like they had, you know, they were the guys that were being honored, girls that were being honored, they're all nerds. So the guy has like a tangerine jacket with ruffle sleeves.
Oh,
and this guy
my
created the, he worked on the Atari thing.
Yeah. I
And
made
you have
the
people from-
Pentium processor.
right?
Yeah.
They don't
I have no
ever leave
girlfriend
the
or
house.
life. Yeah.
And the guy says, you know, they wanted me to host the thing. So I go over there, and I'm riding in the elevator with these people.
Oh my God.
And they're like, hey, we're excited to see you. And I said, oh, thank you. Yeah, you know, me too. We're going over to this place, San Jose Convention Center.
Mm-hmm.
Horrible opening.
Oh no, why? Who the
They're
opener
just a
sucked?
nerd. Me, it was me.
Oh,
It
you
was
were
just
the
me
opener.
hosting and doing the thing.
Okay.
Horrible opening because they're nerds. I can't relate.
You can't relate. You're trying to make jokes. They're like,
Well, we've never been outside.
No.
We don't get it.
You know, they look like they've never been outside. They look like they never combed their hair.
They've never touched a woman.
They never touched a woman.
you're all making jokes about nipples.
They're like, what are those? I don't know.
You might see one day. So these guys. So toward the end of the show, I decide I'm not going. I'm supposed to go back out there.
Yeah.
And I decide I'm not going back out there. So the woman running the event says, you know, you got to go back out there. I said, I'm not going back out there.
Oh,
And she
my
goes,
God.
no, what do you mean you're not going back out there? I said, I'm not. I'm not going. They hate me. I'm not going back out there.
Uh-huh.
And she goes, oh, okay. So she goes and tells the guy running it,
Oh my God.
and he comes back.
And his pants are up to here. He's like,
He's
oh,
all-
What do you mean?
How
He's
do
got
you
a
do it?
clipboard.
Yeah.
I heard you're not coming back out there.
Calculator. And
Well,
I-
my calculations are you only did this much time, and
That's what he said.
Yeah.
That's what
Oh
he
my
said.
gosh.
So I said, I'm not. He goes, well, I'm paying you, so you go back out there. And I said, you can take your fucking check and put it with your fucking pocket protector because I'm not going back out there. And I didn't go.
he's all, how'd you know it was right there?
It's like going into a fire. Like if you see a fire,
Yeah.
go, hey man, go run in that fire.
Yeah, you're like, no.
Are you out of your mind? No.
Hell no.
So, you know.
Dude, oh my God. So NerdCon was a failure. The
NerdCon
festival.
was a failure. The police thing was a
Dude,
failure.
but it's
The
not
Yakima
you.
State Fair. It's just the environment.
It's the environment. It's the people. I've had that happen before. I mean, I'm all talking like I've done stand-up. But from my open mic situation, guys, let me tell you, as a professional open mic situation, I've been there. Let me tell you. Yeah, I've had to do restaurants where people are eating.
Right.
It was like a dinner theater, and they're like, we're having Salisbury steak. We don't want to hear your jokes about your vagina. Like,
That's
we're
right.
not interested. You know what I mean? Like, what is that? I'm like, I got a huge vagina. They're all like, ew. Get this girl out of here
That's
before
awesome.
I throw up my mashed potatoes. Like, it was bad. Yeah, it
yeah,
sucks.
It's awful.
It's awful, but you kept going and
going.
look where you are and see.
I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why I kept going. No. It's just it's that's all. Those are all part of the. I would say the good times. That. When those things happen now. Now everything you have lawyers and everything's all so calculated.
It's so calculated.
And
Agents,
they know where you
managers,
are all the time. And,
handlers.
Yeah.
And now and then those were those times where you didn't have any of that. You didn't have any protection.
We had I went to a strip club when my show first started.
Yes.
And the guy said like Diamond Larry or something. Diamond Larry.
Of course, his name's Diamond Larry.
And he says, well, find somebody you want to, so there was a girl, and the girl was dancing with this guy, and I said, oh, she's cool over there. So it's a little dude, you can't tell how little they are when they're doing like a table dance, because they're sitting down. And then there's a person walking around, selling burritos in the club. They sell like roses. They sell roses in the club.
Yes.
Or there's a man with like a picnic basket, and he's selling burritos in the club with foil, like his wife made the burritos.
Like she's out there with the cart.
And she sends him in because she's older Catholic. She doesn't go
Catholic.
But she sends him in to sell burritos.
Right.
So
if you really love your girl, you give her a burrito.
When that blonde girl was dancing for the little dude, I guess the little dude bought her a burrito.
Oh my God, I don't know where this is going.
And so she's sitting with me, and the guy runs up to the table, and he's like, you left me for him, and he leaves, and I'm like, what's that? Oh, nothing. He'll be all right. So when we're leaving, she's in the car with me. When all the guys from the show, she's in the car with me. And we're getting ready to take off, and the door opens, and the dude threw the burrito at us.
Stop. He's all, here's your fucking burrito, you bitch. Oh, my God. It
comes flying through this cylinder with like foil paper.
Oh, my. It hit you in the eye.
It just exploded in the back of the car.
It was all over.
All everywhere.
Burritos all over.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The fact that someone's selling burritos in the club, though, I can't. Like, that's amazing.
It's ridiculous. I mean, and then you go to, they sell scones. It depends what area.
Scones?
It depends what area you go to the clubs in.
You've had
in Milwaukee, they sell scones.
In the club?
In Texas, burritos.
Stop.
And I think in Miami, they might sell like Cuban sandwiches or.
Oh my God, it's all pulled pork. Yeah. They're all like shaving it right there. He's got the thing. He's all, hey girls, speaking of ham hocks, how about some pulled pork? I mean, if you think about it, the girls are dancing. They're probably burning calories,
Yeah.
They're probably hungry. They want something to eat.
Yeah.
You can't eat the rose. Like, oh, great, a rose, it's great. You know what I mean? But I'd be hungry. Like, hell yeah, give me a burrito, You just, it's good. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I love that. Those are crazy stories.
They're pretty wild.
Those are insane. Have you ever gone on a really bad date? Like a really shitty, I mean, you grew up in LA.
Yeah.
So did you grow up with like a lot of famous people, or did you know other famous people?
No, I didn't really know anybody.
You didn't know anybody.
Now I do. I know a lot.
You know everybody.
Yeah.
Well, everybody knows
I know everybody now. Yeah.
Yeah.
But growing up, no.
Really?
I didn't really go on a lot of dates. I didn't go on a lot of dates.
Were you a nerd?
No, just shy. Like
you were shy.
I even think one time I went with this girl, and I think I said, I don't know how we got on the topic of like where I would hide her body. Like,
oh my God, you were a serial killer.
I think I would probably hide you like up in, like in the Angeles forest. And she's like, what? And I'm like, what are we talking about?
Oh my God. You're like, you got us here. Listen, lady, you got us here. She had like a Ted Bundy fantasy. She's like, so tell me where you'd hide my body. Ew, you psycho. She freaks out on you.
Is that crazy?
That is crazy.
Now you could probably find fetish people that, that you go out there, you hook up, and they're both like serial killer fans, and they go and.
You want to hear a crazy story?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so my dad, when he was in, now I'm gonna start telling stories. Okay, we're gonna share stories. We're gonna swap some stories. Okay. So my dad, when he was younger, he grew up outside Philadelphia. Okay, I'm from Philadelphia. Obviously, I'm insane, so you can tell. So my dad grew up outside Philadelphia, and he used to go on dates, and he went out with this really hot girl, and he was like, "Why is this hot girl going out with me?" Because he was kind of a nerd, he had bottle cap glasses, whatever, right? So he meets this girl, and she's gorgeous, and he asks her out, and she says yes, and he's like, oh my God, this really hot girl is asking me out. How is this possible? What is happening, right? So she invites him over to her house, and he's all excited. He's like, oh my God, she's a nice house, good family, like she's super hot. Oh my God, hit the jackpot, right? So she's giving him a tour of the house. This is the bedrooms, these are the da-da-da. It's this big house on the main line in Philly, gorgeous house. So he's all impressed, he's blown away. They go outside,
And she walks down these little stairs and she goes, and this is where all my pets are. And he looks on the ground and there's like at least 50 skulls, animal skulls on the ground. And it's just heads, just the skulls of the animals all lined up in a weird pattern. And my dad's like, what the fuck? He's like, God damn it, this was so cool. I was imagining our future together, and now I got fucking Psycho over here with her weird, like, tribal.
Shit.
So she tells him, he goes, what's up with these animal skulls? And, like, they're on the ground in, like, some weird pattern. And she goes, oh, I'm, like, really into, like, you know, the occult. And I believe that when an animal dies, you have to bury it with its head above the ground. So then that way, in the afterlife, it can still see what's going on. So every pet she'd had since she was a little girl was buried at this house with its head above the ground, all of them, in a row. And she's like, so you want to go make out? My dad's like, get me out of here. Yeah, she was crazy.
You know what's wild is that I think all those people always existed, you know?
Yeah,
always. But you never really saw them. Like now, there's people that eat cushions and,
oh my God.
and do all that crazy shit.
Because of television, we have all these shows like I love eating tissues. Like what the fuck?
They fuck tissues. You know, if you know your mocos came down and you gave them a swipe in elementary school, it's nasty.
Right.
But it's not as nasty as being an adult.
Yes.
And people fart on you like they
love it.
They love it.
Shitting in the people's mouths.
Man.
We could get dark.
What?
We're going to get dark.
Some wild stuff.
Okay, we're going to get dark. Hang on, guys. We're taking a quick break. We'll be right back with George Lopez on Worst First. Stay tuned. Bra shopping is probably one of the things I hate more than anything in the world. And so I was approached by this company, Third Love, and they told me, hey, we have this amazing line of bras. We have over 70 sizes, including their signature half cup sizes. And I was like, ooh, half cup sizes, tell me more. Because personally, I'm a girl. I have larger breasts. One's larger than the other. It's really awkward. It's hard for me to find bras. I'm either, having spaces or I'm spilling over. And so I was really interested to work with this company. And they said, go to our website, thirdlove.com, and fill out this online questionnaire. We're going to ask you all these questions about your breasts. Don't worry. It's totally normal, not awkward. I fill out this questionnaire and then they tell me, here, these are the bras that we suggest for you. So I picked a bra. They sent me one. I tried it. It is my favorite bra. I'm not telling you this because I'm working with them. I'm telling you this because it's true. The thing is, I wasn't a perfect C. I was a C and a half cup. And then when I get my period, I'm a D. So you know what? It changes. Your body changes and flexes. And that's what the coolest thing about this company is they have these bras that are not, they're not the standard just A, B, C, D. It's C, C and a half, A and a half, whatever you happen to be. They fit so comfortably. And you know what? If you go on to thirdlove.com/worst, that's thirdlove.com/WORST, you get 15% off your first bra purchase. How amazing is that? 15% off your purchase. Coolest thing is you fill out the bra questionnaire, you get the bra, you wear it. You have 60 days to decide whether you love it or not. So 60 days. If you don't like it, you return it. Returns are free and easy, cost you nothing. You send it back, get your money back, no big deal. So there's no loss here to try to find the bra of your dreams. Go to thirdlove.com/worst, WORST, for 15% off your new favorite bra. Everyone wants to smell good. Let's be honest, guys. No one likes anyone who's stinky. And I have anxiety, so I'm constantly sweating, and I can get really, really stinky. So when it comes to deodorant, I need something that works for me and is also good for me. So I was visited by this company, Myro, and they gave me some deodorants, and man, I am in love with them. First of all, there's no toxic anything in them. There's 0% aluminum, 0% parabens. And another cool thing is they're really helping save the environment because Myro refills reduced plastic waste by approximately 50% versus typical drugstore deodorants. So they basically are doing refills on these plastic bottles and saving there from being more plastic waste in the environment. So it's like, you can't get any better than this. You can go to mymyro.com/worst, enter worst at checkout. You get 50% off your first order and get started today for just $5. So that's mymyro.com/worst, enter worst at checkout, WORST, and you can get started. They deliver the deodorant every 3 months to your door because that's how people normally run out of deodorant. You never have to worry about buying deodorant again. It comes right to you. You can start and stop it anytime you want. mymyro.com/worst. Get 50% off your order and get started today for just $5. Okay, guys, we are back. We were getting weird. We're going to keep getting weird. We're talking about weird shit. I mean, honestly, have you seen some of the fetish stuff that's out there right now?
it's beyond me. Like it's beyond. So whatever you have, whatever fetish you have, there's a companion for you. Before they used to say there's somebody that looks like you. There's no two people that have the same fingerprints, but there'll be somebody out there that looks like you. That was in the old days. Now. Whatever fetish you have, you'll find your mate.
You'll find your freak. There is a freak equally as freaky as you.
Mm-hmm.
And Tommy is friends with so many of them.
Crazy.
Like he gets messages from his friends and he'll be like, babe, look at this. Like we got a message. It'll look like it's something innocent. And then we'll open it up and it'll be like a girl shitting in a guy's mouth. And like a lot of shit. Like not a little bit, like a lot. He's all, oh, I love it. Oh, like it's like crazy.
Yeah, that's
like, where do these people come from?
Where do they come from?
I don't know. I'm asking you. Do you know?
No.
Have you ever been on a date and had anyone ask you to do anything weird?
I think they like pee on them is.
That's kind of traditional.
Like that's just like natural.
Like, R. Kelly made that very normal.
It's normal.
He normalized that. Yeah.
Empty
not with 12-year-olds, but
somebody,
yeah, like but peeing on somebody, yeah, I've done that.
Yeah,
I've done that before. I've had guys pee on me, whatever. Hey, Dad, my dad's listening to this. My dad's all
it wasn't me, Dad.
Unsubscribe. No, but I think like there's guys that are into really really weird shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like some guys are like choke me or like punch me in the face, like all kinds of stuff. Have you ever been with anybody?
When I was just tucked away in the room by myself, I just jacked off like a normal kid. I never thought about having anybody choke me while I did it.
Like, how do you get?
I mean, if my grandmother would have found me, she would have choked me. But that now you're getting into some crazy shit where your own relative sneaks up behind you, and right before you come, she strangles you. Is this what I fucking worked so hard for?
Jesus does not approve of this. You're like, the only thing I choked was my own dick. Okay, I didn't choke anybody or anything else. No, I've gone out with. I have another story for you. I dated a guy who was in the Marines. Okay, at one point, and going to war.
Absolutely.
It fucks you up a little bit. And I've never told this story before, so this is a little crazy. So he came back from war. He killed people.
Right.
He was fucked up, okay? But he was a lawyer now. So, like, I'm like, oh, he's like a lawyer now. He's normal. He has to be normal, right? He's a lawyer. He has to be in court and professional. So I think, oh, yeah, like he was a Marine. That's fine. But now he's a professional job. He's going to be a professional man.
Wow.
So I'm completely wrong, obviously. I end up dating this guy. I actually totally started to like him. And then I slept over his house, okay? This was the first time I ever slept over his house. And I'm a deep sleeper, okay? So if like it could be like storming, like whatever, I'm sleeping. I'm a deep sleeper, right? You know what I mean? Like you could stick a fucking hot dog in my ass and I'd be like, oh, what's that? Oh, that's weird. Is that chili on there? Can I have a bite? So anyway, so I'm a deep sleeper. I'm sleeping, it's whatever. I wake up because I start to feel uncomfortable. I'm like, what's going on? And I turn over and I'm hogtied.
Oh, no.
I'm hogtied. In my fucking sleep, this guy hogtied me with ropes. And I'm like, what the fuck? What is happening, right? And this is a guy that I was dating for like 6 months. This isn't like some like To Catch a Predator. Yeah. This isn't like we hung out for 2 minutes and then I slept over. This is like someone that I was hanging out with for a while. And I wake up and I'm hogtied. And he's like, shh, it's okay. Don't freak out. It's hot. It's hot. It's hot. You like it. And I'm like, why are you telling me I like this? Because I don't. First of all, I'm not ambidextrous. I don't like my arms back. Like, it's crazy. I'm fucking all tied up. I'm naked. Because I sleep naked, so I'm already naked. And he's at the end of the bed, okay, completely naked with nunchucks. Okay? Oh. I'm like, what the fuck? Weird. Wow. What is happening? So he's like going like this, and I remember he had a big window behind him and the moonlight was coming in, and I'm fucking hogtied, and he's going and his dick's all
shit.
With the nunchucks, almost like it's all in sync. I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now? And he's like, you're a bad girl. You're a bad girl. I'm gonna punish you. I'm like, no, please. No, thanks. Can you please untie me? I got so mad. I was furious. Like, I got mad. Like, even with my arms being tied, I could have bit his face off. I was that mad. Like, I'm like, come for me. Like, I will kill you, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, don't do that. Like, don't do that to somebody, right? And it made me so, like, I went from being really liking this guy, like, I really liked him, to being completely disgusted. And I was like, now I can see. He's, like, fucked up, weird shit. I made him untie me, so I'm like, you need to fucking untie me right now. Like, I'm fucking pissed. Like, untie me, right? He's like, fine. He's all mad. He like goes and gets a knife, and then he's his dick's all, he's all sad and depressed. I'm like, whatever, dude. So he goes and gets a knife, and he's all like this in my face. I'm like, bitch, if you do anything, I'll fucking kill you. Like, I don't even care if I'm tied up. You will be the one that ends up dead. And then he cuts the ropes off, and then like wanted to act like everything was normal.
Yeah.
Like, so you want to watch The Office? I'm like, no, I don't want to watch The Office. I want to get the fuck out of here. Yeah.
Man.
Isn't that crazy?
It's insane, yeah.
You've never had anything weird like that?
No.
Come on, you're famous. You've had some girls who are like, oh my God, oh, look at my uterus. Like, nothing?
No, not like that.
Nothing?
No. I had a girl beat up my car with her high heels. And,
oh, gosh.
And fucking like a Celica.
You're like, I'll just buy a new one, whatever.
It was a Celica. But with their heels. And I said, I just kept hearing this. And I'm like, what the hell is that? And I look out the window and you really can't see.
Right.
And she beat up my car with her heels. And then the next morning I had like 5,000 little dings in my car. And it was.
What an asshole.
It just looked like it looked like, and my friends were like, it looks cool. You're like, it looks cool. There's fucking 5,000 dents in my car.
Right.
Just all over from the.
They're like, no, man, it looks like somebody shot at you and you live.
But, I've had a pretty easy. I've just had a pretty abnormal. Isolation for me is just being away. I'm not tying anybody up. Like I never would have done.
Chill.
Yeah.
You're normal.
Yeah.
You're not into weird shit.
Well, because just even the fact that how people just assume you're something. When I moved into the neighborhood where I live in. It's almost like, why join a gym? Because it's all hilly. Like you walk up a hill, you walk down another one. It's down by the observatory. You walk up. It's a good workout. There's stairs over there, like in Santa Monica. You don't have to go. Right. There's stairs there, miles. So I'm walking, and already I feel subconscious for two things. For one, you're like a big Mexican dude walking in a neighborhood. But then you're like George Lopez, and you don't know if anybody knows you or not.
Right.
But you're still, I think first you're just a big Mexican dude walking through the neighborhood. So I go around one day and it's fine. Right. And then I go around one day and there's a Tercel parked like sideways in somebody's parking lot. And I go, as I'm walking to the car, I said, that car's parked kind of funky, because it's the thing. The lady comes out of the house. When she sees me walk by, she runs out and she goes, how many fucking times have I told you, don't park your car in my driveway?
To you?
Yeah.
Oh my God! You're like, bitch. I live in that mansion over there. I'm going for a walk.
I said, bitch. Yeah, and that kind of shit is hilarious.
You still get like racially profiled?
Yeah, sure. It's awesome.
Oh my God!
It's
Ew.
Awesome. It's awesome.
That's crazy.
But it's I don't know. I've always, it's happened so many times. The gas company came to my house and on a Saturday morning, and when they're working on the house and you're like, listen, I don't care if you're done or not. I'm staying in the house. I'm paying for this house. You guys are behind and doing. I'm gonna sleep in the one part of it that's done.
You're not working on, yeah.
And then the gas company came. The guy saw me, recognized me, said, "What are you doing here?" I said, "I live in this house." Yeah. And he's like, "It's not the name on the account because it's not my name."
Yeah, it's your business manager.
I said, it wouldn't be in my name. It's in my business manager's name. Right. But he knows me.
Right.
And he didn't turn the gas on. Because I said, so what am I? I broke into this house. I broke into this house.
Really?
He goes, your show ended, man. I don't know how you've been living. I'm like, are you serious? You're serious. You're not turning. He goes, listen, I would. If it was just me and you, I would.
You're like, it is just me and you. There's nobody else.
But, I can't because, I work for the gas company. I said, well, when you're done from work, come back.
Oh my God, are you fucking kidding me? Fucking George Lopez can't get his goddamn gas turned on.
It's freezing
People
in that
racist.
House.
That's fucked up, dude.
I don't even think that's racism. It's just the way it is.
Shitty.
It's isism.
I don't think people get that with like famous people, that they have to have their stuff in other companies' names, because people can track you that way. They can be like, oh, I can find where he lives, or I can find what car and everything. Tommy is the same thing. All his stuff is in the business management's name. Yeah.
And it was always like, the girl that could put her whole hand in her mouth, and you're like, I don't want to see that. And they go, no, let me show you.
You want to see something?
And you're like, it's like it's bizarre. As weird as you become, as weird as we become, as eccentric as we become.
Yeah.
You meet crazier people out there that are like that for real. We're eccentric because it's just kind of, it goes along with the thing. You're a little bit removed. You don't like people. Maybe some people don't like to be touched. They don't shake hands.
Right.
They pound fists, or they do this, or they clean them. They're always, cleaning their hands or the sanitizer, whatever weird thing, cleaning their glasses. Yeah. But you really meet some strange people out
And then
there.
people just assume you're strange because they're like, oh, he's an artist. He's a comedian. He's got to have a weird side.
When in 1990, I did the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, in 1991,
God.
like 6 months before he retired.
Wow.
So when they know that you're going to do the Tonight Show, and you can plug their club, I was working at the Laugh Stop in Atlantic City.
Atlantic City? I love Atlantic City. That's my spot.
Okay, now we're talking Atlantic City in 91.
I love Atlantic City. Oh, it was a little ghetto, but I love it.
But you know what? Atlantic City's coming back.
Atlantic City looks great.
It looks great.
They got a guy in there. It's great. I used to go there. My grandma would gamble, and I would go right to the beach.
They're all
best
open.
Times. I love it.
You know what's crazy to go over there and you see a casino, full casino, just like going over to Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas and looking in, and it's closed. Everything is in there. And it's closed, but they're opening again.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
They go, this casino just closed. And you're like, when? Like 10 days ago. I go, let's go over there. You go to the window and you look inside, and it looks like a casino with no one in there.
That's creepy.
You're like, that's fucking weird, man.
Yeah,
no one in
creepy.
there.
Yeah, that's really weird. But they're rebuilding it. I can't.
They're rebuilding.
So you're working at a Laugh Stop.
I'm working at a Laugh Stop, and they say you're staying at the Ritz, and I'm like, the Ritz, but the Ritz is like an apartment building from the 20s, and it's sad over there.
It's not nice?
No. So I come back from lunch, I open the door, there's a black dude in my loft. And I said, hey man, what's going on? What are we doing? What are you doing? He goes, oh, I'm sorry, they didn't tell you? And I go, tell me what? They kept the cleaning supplies in my room for the building.
No.
So
we're at the hotel.
Yeah.
The hotel room that you're in.
The room that I was in, they kept the cleaning supplies in the closet. So the dude's in there. He's getting like toilet paper. He's getting a mop.
Stop.
He's
this is the
some
Ritz?
towels. The Ritz in Atlantic City.
More like the Ritz crackers.
The Ritz. So when we go there, it's 7 days, two shows a night.
7 days at that place?
7 days a week. So one of the waitresses comes over, and after the first night, she says, I usually blow the headliner that is here every week. Every week I blow the guy that's headlining.
You're all looking at who was there last week. You're like, I want that ding.
I'm like, all right, that's cool. I'm like, what am I going to do? All right. So I did so bad. I broke her. She didn't blow me. Like, she's like, you know what? I'm cool.
She's like, I'll high five you.
I'm cool for the week. That's how bad it was.
Stop.
It was awful.
Really?
Awful.
In Atlantic City? That's Atlantic Shitty, what people used to call it. I love that place. I have great memories from Atlantic City.
I go over there now, like the Borgata's over
I
there.
love Atlantic City.
Borgata's great. All those places are now open.
We gotta all take a trip to Atlantic City.
It needs to, Atlantic City's, that's part of, it's right on the water and stuff.
Dude, I love it.
But it's coming back, and I'm glad it's coming back because it's part of a great part of the United States.
Did you go to the Jersey Shore and stuff at all when you were younger ever? No, you grew up out here, so you were all
hot dog on a stick.
Malibu, Santa Monica.
Santa Monica, hot dog on a stick over there by the pier.
Hot dog on a stick.
I saw a dude get hit by a car. Talk about worst first. I look over, and I'd never seen anybody get hit by a car.
Oh my God.
I don't know if anybody's ever seen anybody get hit by a car
I've never
or die.
Seen it. No.
Or if you've ever seen a dead body in the street.
No. Have you?
Yeah.
A lot?
We come around the corner, there's this dude laying in the street, face down. And I'm like, the guy goes around him. I said, wait a minute, man, wait a minute.
Just laying there dead.
Dead.
In the street.
In the middle of the street.
In Santa Monica.
The dude got hit. That was in Woodland Hills.
Oh, okay.
I turn around, you're walking
that's
down,
another dead body.
You're walking down the pier. That's another dead body.
Yeah.
I turn around and I see the dude is probably 15 feet in the air.
No.
Like the way those mysteries start, like with the body going through the air.
Yeah, yeah.
So his one leg is up, one's back there, and he's in the air. And I just turned around, and he's at the fucking height of, however high he went. I look over, and what the fuck is that?
Oh my God.
Comes back, boom, lands on the hood, and you're just like, what the fuck? What the fuck? I mean, but you turn that way, and the dude's in the 15 feet in the air. You're like, what the? The guy didn't see him.
Did he die?
No.
Good for him. Wow.
Good for you.
Shout out to you,
man.
dude.
Hey,
Wherever
man.
you are. George Lopez
Listen,
saw
dude,
you. You've been best you lived.
You took that hit like a man.
Like a champ, dude.
You didn't die. Anybody could die.
Isn't it crazy the shit that people can live through,
It's amazing what you see. It's amazing what you hear.
Like, it's crazy.
It's amazing what people will confide in you.
Yeah, they fall off buildings. They're like, up, and I lived. And yeah, it's kind of bananas.
It's bananas.
Have you ever had like a crazy life experience where you almost died?
Yeah, a couple times on the plane.
No, that's my biggest fear.
Right, so
that's my biggest fear in the entire world.
Okay, so the guy who played my best friend on my show, Valente, we were in Harlingen and we were flying private. So he had this big container of like Mexican wedding cookies, like in a big thing. So he's holding them like he's going to a Mexican. I said, "What's that?"
Like a baby.
He goes, "My brother made these. You know, he makes the best Mexican wedding cookies." And I said, "Let me have one." He goes, "Hey, take fucking relax." So he's got a big thing like this, and he's flying with it on thing. I said, "Seriously?"
He's got it buckled in.
He's buckled in. So we're flying back, and the pilot wakes us up. And when the pilot wakes us up, he's wearing a mask. He's got a fucking oxygen mask on.
Oh no, this is scary.
So we open up and we're like, "What the?" So he's like, calm down, and we're flying and we're going like this, like.
You're having trouble breathing?
So he woke us up. So we were at the same time we're going. He wakes us up. Wakes us up.
Guys, that noise isn't what you think.
He's got the mask. He's got the mask on.
Yeah.
And he says, "We're having some problems with the plane. Put your mask on and hold on tight." I look over. Fucking guy's he's got both hands around the cookies, and he's leaning down.
Stop.
I said, hey, with the mask on, and we're literally at 1,000 feet. We're flying at 1,000 feet because of the air.
It's because you could die.
So we're almost. I mean, 1,000 feet ain't shit.
Right.
We're flying a private jet over Texas at 1,000 feet, and we're choking on our air. We get to El Paso. And we get out, and there's ambulance waiting there. There's fire department. There's everybody there. They check us. Fucking cookies are there. The fucking guy with the cookies.
They're all listening with a stethoscope to the cookies. They're like, "Oh, they're good. Let me just go ahead and."
They take my friend to the hospital because he doesn't have normal breathing rhythm, heart rhythm, and the cookies are there, they're there
on the gurney
by the paramedics. And I said, "Hey man, I gave him to the fire department."
He wanted to kill. He had a heart attack. He's like, "Oh,
they took him to the hospital.
No, my cookies." And
I went to go see him. Then they had to send another plane, so I went to go get him the next morning. He goes, "Where are my cookies, puto?" And I said, "I gave them to the fire department."
All he cared about was the cookies.
That's what he said. First thing on that thing. He said, "Where are my cookies, puto?"
Oh my god, I love that.
I said, "I gave them to the fire department."
Oh my! He wanted to kill you. He's like, "You motherfucker!"
I go, "They saved your life."
He's like, "Fuck my life. I want my fucking
my brother made those."
Yo, that is crazy.
Man.
That's my biggest fear.
It should be your biggest fear. It's scary as fuck.
Dude, it's not cool because I've never flown private before Tommy, and now we fly private, and I'm freaked out. Like, I'm like, this plane is small. Like, they hire these pilots. Yeah, they're great pilots, whatever, but who knows, like, if they're having a bad day or, like, someone's doing coke or, like, whatever.
Listen,
like,
you're right.
Right?
What about the other dude breaks up with his girlfriend? Everybody dies.
Right? He's like, fuck my life. I hate my life.
He's on the thing. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's scary. It's scary. It actually freaks me out. And then sometimes because the planes are so small, we're all like, oh, God, private jet life is so hard. Let me tell you guys. No, but sometimes because the planes are so small, it's like they bounce.
Yeah.
Like when you hit a little turbulence, it's like all over the place because it's not as heavy as like another plane, a big commercial plane. It's scary.
So I'm not gonna say who the actress is. It's a very famous actress.
Yeah.
She asked me how do I get a plane? Like, what do you have to do to get a plane?
Right.
Like, because I want to take my husband to Vegas for his birthday.
Right.
And I gave her the number of the people that I did my planes with.
Right.
And
you're like, here's his number.
And a lot of those times they tell you not to use the bathroom on the plane. Like, it's so short that just hold it.
Hold it, yeah.
So on the way back, she has to go to the bathroom.
Oh shit.
So she goes in there and she goes to the bathroom and she flush it doesn't flush. She puts the thing down, close the door. They get off and they leave, and the next day they call her from the aviation and they say, listen, we're sorry about the plane. And she's like, what about the plane? She goes, we're sorry. We're sorry. we're trying to figure out who did it, but somebody went to the bathroom on that plane, and it was I mean, it's just, she goes, it was foul, it was nasty, and we're so sorry. We're gonna comp you the flight because somebody went to the bathroom on the plane and didn't flush the toilet and didn't clean the toilet.
Oh my God, it was her? Oh my God. They're like, this nasty piece of shit could not have come out of such a beautiful woman. It's impossible. There's no way. We're so sorry. Oh my God. That's amazing.
You're shitting like a boombox.
Dude.
Like a iPod pill. Can't leave an iPod pill in the toilet.
They're like, first of all,
she's like, yes, she's. Then all of a sudden you're in the clear. She's like, yes, I noticed that there was an odor. Yes, we're sorry. I mean, please
forgive us.
Your next flight, the first one's free. Like the first, she's just like.
And you guys don't even know how much. I mean, maybe some of you do. Obviously, it's a very big deal. Private jets are expensive. It's like, what, $6,000 to like Vegas? Like, it's expensive. Yeah. It's like very, very expensive. So that's hilarious. That's amazing. That's a great story. You've told me like 1,000 good stories today. You're a great storyteller.
I don't let anybody shit on me, but I got some pretty good stories.
I love it. No, you do. You have great stories. I love that. You've been amazing. I've loved having you here.
Thank you.
If you've one more, do you have any more you want to tell before we go? One more before we finish out, and let me know right now.
Yeah. We were smoking. We were on the. Just young guys.
Yeah.
And
I love it. You're like, I got another one.
And we're in DC. We're in DC over there, like the Hilton, and we're smoking weed on a Sunday after, and like this guy's got this big bag of weed, and we order room service, and there's at the same time of the room service knock, you look out the window and you see police lights. There's police lights.
Yeah.
So you look outside the police lights, and as we look, we hear,
oh shit.
And I go to the guy, it's the cops. He gets his bag of weed, he goes to the balcony, throws it over. It lands on top of the police car.
Oh my God, he's like,
this big bag of weed.
Oh.
And we open it up in this room service, and we're laughing, and the guy's like, fuck, I thought that was the cops. We go over there, and the cops are there. That has a number like B49 on it. Yeah. And by the light bar is his bag of weed. And then we go down and get it. He's starting to go down, and lights turn off, and they drove off. The bag of weed on top of the police car.
Oh my, they didn't even see it?
They didn't see it.
Oh my God.
That was the last one, the throwaway one. We laughed so fucking hard.
Oh my God, just throws it on the cop car. Fuck.
He just threw it over because it was the perfect timing of the lights.
Yeah.
And then we look this way, and there's lights, and then we hear, and I said, it's the cops.
Oh my God.
And the timing.
Oh my God. Dude, that's hilarious. Awesome. I love it. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here.
We never talked this much before.
I know, and I love talking to you. You're a great person to talk to. I love hearing your stories. I could sit here all day and ask you, but you're like, I got shit to do. How many more fucking stories is this? I love it. Do you have anything coming out that you want to plug or anything that's coming on? Tell me. Shows? What's going on? GeorgeLopez.net, .tv.com?
GeorgeLopez.com.
That's it. Go to GeorgeLopez.com, guys. See everything that's going on in George Lopez's life. Yeah, Instagram is George Lopez. Make sure to follow him. Comment. Tell him how funny these stories were. They were amazing.
I had to buy my name back from a guy that I knew.
You had to buy your name? Stop.
Back when people were buying domains or buying names.
Yeah.
Which I wish I could have been that smart. It's smart.
That was smart.
You could have bought news.com, coke.com.
People make a living off of that.
Exercise.org.
Yeah.
This guy sold me my name back for $3,000, and I told him, if I ever see you again, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Dude, I love that he only charged you $3,000.
$3,000, but that's $3,000 a long time ago.
So, that's a lot. So some people like right now. Oh my God.
I was at some place he was at, and he took off when he saw me. He took off.
That is crazy. I've actually heard that from a lot of people.
It's a friend of mine.
He's a friend?
Somebody said,
that's not a friend.
Somebody in San Antonio has your name. And I go, really? And I saw his name. I knew the guy. He did it while we were working together.
He's like, this guy's going to be huge.
He bought GeorgeLopez.com.
He knew you were going to be famous. He's like, I'm going to fucking, there's people that do that now. Yeah. They go to look up new stand-ups. They're like, that guy, I'm going to go steal his name.com. He's going to need to buy it from me.
Even during the .com thing when people were making all that money.
Yeah.
In the .com.
Of
course. You were a young girl. People made a lot of money.
I know.
And you know what? Now I saw this dude. He lived in Lake Sherwood. And he had
Lake
a lot of
Sherwood's
money.
Gorgeous.
And when he crashed. He had an apartment in North Hollywood. Same dude.
Stop. Wow.
They were living all his money was in the .com. So he didn't take it out.
Wow.
But he's like a young dude. You're talking about a guy 28 living in Lake Sherwood out there.
That's
in
really
Calabasas
young.
in a big ass house.
So expensive, by the way.
And when it went down,
that was it.
Went down.
Now he just owns NorthHollywood.com. And no one goes to that site.
LAweekly.com.
I love it. Oh my God. Thank you so much for being here, George. Guys, make sure to rate and subscribe, leave comments, and tell us how much you're enjoying these podcasts. I read all of your comments, even the ones that hurt me. I appreciate all of them. So make sure to like, subscribe, and add us on Worst First on YouTube. I love you guys. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you next week with Worst First.
Yeah. We did it. We did it.
You have so many good stories. So many people are so bad.